Hello there. Welcome to another edition of Late Night. Things didn't go quite right. The way this stuff goes. Thanks Windows for doing an update today that didn't go great. Anyway, so we're starting later than I thought, and I hope it's running. Everything seems like it is. Tonight's plan is to work on my Elegoo Mars. This is my second one. I originally bought the first one to learn about resin printing, and then a long time ago now. And then I got a job that came in where they had a real short time frame. So the only solution that was logical was to buy a second one, and made enough money to pay for it, barely, so it worked out. And this is the second one, and ever since I've had it, it runs hotter. It doesn't. I take the exact same file, slice the same, put it in to this one and the original one, the first one. It's only a month older. And this one will make parts that are much more brittle, implying that it's exposing. The exposure times are too long, or the brightness is turned up too much on the light source in it. So this is the another attempt. Oh, I see we've got people here. And I'm going to move my head because I've got a lamp in the way. Hello there, Ryan. How's it going? Yeah, this is my probably third attempt at working on this particular machine. Elegoo is really good. I mean, I haven't done anything with it for a while. Probably a few months this time, and probably more than 6 months before that. But anyways, they were really good about sending me parts and suggesting what I changed. There's not many parts in this. I've replaced almost everything now. The main board's all that's left. But they said that, first of all, they sent me a new screen. I put the new screen in quite a while ago. Didn't make any difference. It still ran hot. I wasn't sure how that was going to, logically, how that was going to work. I'm using the word logical again. And so they sent me this. Now this, which won't focus, is the main light source right here. That's the part that does all the work in these things. 4 little tiny LED panels. That's it. That's all there is, just 4 of them. This is the power converter, I would imagine, for it. I'm not an electronics guy. I'll just go along with it. And they said, here's one of these. Put it in. I put it in. It doesn't seem to have made any difference. If anything, I think it made it worse. But so I shot a video of what it was doing or not doing to them. And they came back with, hey, maybe you just didn't put it in right. And maybe the screen's loose now. Okay, it's possible. I'll go with that. This is its last chance. After this, it's just going to go to the scrap pile. It'll be spare parts for the other one. Hate to throw away something that I think I paid between $250 and $300 for a couple of years ago when I bought it, but I'm not going to spend any more time on it. I've had enough. So we'll refuel with the official NLTMW caffeine source, and yeah, they're grasping at straws already. Digital straws. Third time's a charm. It's me. I can't remember. I worked on this, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago now, and put the new light source in it one day on somebody else's stream. But it didn't help. The light, when you run it through the test cycle on it, it's supposed to turn on the light in the rectangular pattern for however long you tell it to put it on. Even 20 seconds, it doesn't even, it kind of bursts for a second, like comes on like it's supposed to, and then it goes dim. So I'm not quite sure how that's the screen's fault, but Hey, they build this stuff, not me. I just draw stuff, and I sit for a living. Another issue tonight, because, you know, there has to be more, is that because I gave away one of my cameras back in March last year to my eldest for him to do some live streaming with, to keep him busy while he was off work. And so I've tried a couple different cameras down here, cheap webcams. Yeah, cheap webcams aren't any good, not for a long shot. I just wanted an overall view that I used to have down here. And it's just sitting over there on a stand, so I'm not smiling at it. Yeah, not a sponsor. Yes. Oh, yeah, by the way, let's do the standard disclaimer. None of this, the only thing that was given to me in this was replacement parts, which are kind of warranty, but I paid for all this stuff myself. None of this is not sponsored by anybody, not getting any money out of anybody. Did I do good? So I thought, I've got a bunch of iPhones around, older ones. Let's use one of those as a webcam. That's got to be easy, right? Yeah. So I tried to keep things kind of all in the family and went with Elgato's Epoch Cam. And yeah, I'll say COVID made cheap webcams cheaper, and not in a good way. Yeah, they just rushed them out the door and cloned each other, and it's just not a great webcam, but it was $40-50. I can't really complain, which is kind of about where better ones used to be, like the C920s. But anyways, the Epoch Cam worked yesterday, so something probably in the Windows update pooched the Epoch Cam software, and there is no real like software that comes, like, it's just a built-in driver. So and I tried reinstalling it and doing what they said, and yeah, it's Elgato. User support is not their strong point, in my opinion. So yeah, so we're gonna go with Ryan's third time's a charm, hopefully, and we'll see if that goes. There's another one to put up there. I think Windows updates. Free is my second favorite F word, so I try not to use it on camera. But yeah, it was used a few times today. When I came down here after dinner thinking, okay, I'll just, fire everything up, turn on some more of the lights, and get some more stuff working from what I tried yesterday, and everything will be cool. Yeah, no, didn't happen. So let's take this monster apart and see what we can do. So I'm going to count on Ryan or anybody in chat to not sure how I got a stream elements at it. Came in through Twitch. It's interesting. Yeah, it should be streaming on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube right now. Thought I'd try that out while I was fiddling with things. So let's see if we can there it is. Takes a second for the Wise Cam to pick up because it's not a real camera. It's a security cam that I ran their updated special software on. So it acts like a webcam. It's a little bit slow, but nope, guess the wrong one. Thought because it was laying out here from last time, maybe it was the right one, but I guess not. What the free? Yes. Yes. If it's not broke, fix it till it is. It's kind of the motto on this stuff, on this particular printer. And I love resin printers. They're great. But I've got a Saturn. I love it. It's working fine. Why do I say stuff like that? I should know better, right? But so my plan for earlier tomorrow is going to be trying to figure out that camera. I'm not going to try and fix it with a late night brain. It's well after 11 p.m. tonight, so I guess I should unplug this at some point. And I know that the video on this part is probably kind of jumpy. And don't jinx it too late. I already did. I already jinxed it by saying it. You know, actually, right at this minute, I don't have one printer running. 2 of them finished earlier. And I thought I was going to have to grab the power supply off the other one for this because I couldn't locate it immediately tonight. So, but found it. So it's good that that one wasn't running. And the Saturn, I took prints off it tonight that I'll do curing on tomorrow, wash and cure them. Not really set up to show how to do that on camera yet, but it's coming. When I did my test stream last night to try the 3 destinations, I sent it to a Facebook page that is mine, but it didn't go to my new one that I created yesterday. It went to an older one. I don't even remember setting it up. It's called NLTMW Online. So at least it got there. So that was, a good start. It isn't too jumpy. Well, that's good because it's about all we got right now. I'm gonna have to reevaluate. There's a good word. My cameras and what's down here and what's upstairs and see what I can figure out. I'd really like to be able to use cell phone, like old iPhones, because I've got a couple that I could use, and they're better cameras than any of the webcams I've got, like technologically. But what can you do? Got to stay in the budget, man. Got to stay in the budget. That's a terrible word, budget. Speaking of, thank you. That's my youngest spawn there. Hey, look. Man, I try. I'm spending your inheritance money. Want to help me pick out a couple of good cameras? And Mark's here. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. So that's good. That means that Twitch is working. If somebody shows up from Facebook eventually, and then we'll know that it's actually going there this time. Unlike yesterday. All right. The reason I do the 2 screws up on here on both sides is because it clamps down and then you can't pull these panels out. They aren't going to vibrate out on their own, that's for sure. But my custom taller one. I'm using, this is my llama stand. Ryan will get that one. But there's not much in these things. The light source is down at the bottom of that metal tapered funnel type thing. And yeah, Luke, but I don't have Android phones. You know better. This one worked well until today. Windows Update, I think, took it out. So we'll have to see if we can figure out. On my Mac, I did the Big Sur update yesterday, and now my SD card readers don't work. Apparently, it's an everybody problem, so it's not just me. So, but there's another 2 hours wasted this afternoon trying to figure that out. But anyway, the Yeah, there's not much in here. There's this piece, which is under there, and a board back under right here. And then there's the main board. That's just the interface to the USB card. And this. And in here, as we can see, sort of, there's the back of the LCD panel with a connector. And there's the main board. So their suspicion is that out of the way for now. And y'all are going to remember where that went and how it, which way it was turned, right? A couple times. So you can see, you can hold it there. This cable here, this little black one right here, that goes up to the main display on the top. And it goes around and goes into a connector on the back of the board. So you probably won't be able to see me do this, but now we've got to try to get under that tape and make sure it's plugged in okay, because I don't think there's anywhere. Yeah, I'm not touching that. I believe it just, if I remember right, let's see the old one. The screen, it's like it's integral. The cable sticks right out of it. Hey, Mr. Mosier, how's things? You know, quiet weekend for us, no NASCAR. Yeah, I'm fixing it. I'm pretty sure that while it's technically possible that I broke it, all of their attempts to fix it haven't fixed it. They've made it worse. So before it just cooked things too much. Now it doesn't cook things at all. So, but seeing as this is the first version of their printers, and these, I can't even find these for sale anymore other than used ones. So they've superseded them. First of all, they moved them up, I guess, to mono screens instead of the color screens, because the screen is the same as basically in your phone. Part of the problem with it, they wear out. But they switch them to mono. And then I think that was the Pro, right? Or did they? I think they made some special ones for my Mini Factory with the green covers. And yes, side quest. Yes, Eddie, I'm glad they're going back to dirt next year too for NASCAR. I think it'll be fun. I think they'll have it more figured out next year. And heard people saying they're going to figure out how to stop the dirt from being a visual problem on the windshields, but I'm not quite sure how that's going to work yet. That's why dirt cars usually don't have windshields. What do we know? Heard somebody call into Sirius and suggest they use windshield wipers. Obviously, they've never had dirt on their windshield and hit it with a windshield wiper dry. But anyway, so let's see what we can do here. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, now I pulled it out all right. So let's take their hockey tape off. Well, they have giant tear-offs, Ryan. It's just that the tear-offs were getting covered in mud in about, what, half a lap, Eddie? what they need is on the roof cams where they've got the little like rotating deal where it actually basically does a tear off. I don't know if they run them with wheels or if it's just a wheel that spins to get when a bug or something gets smushed on it. But they aren't going to do all that work for one race. So somebody suggested running at night because it's easier. Part of the problem was the sun combined with the yuck on their windshield. So I don't know. I'm sure that people are way smarter at that stuff than Neil figured out. One of the interesting things is that the dirt ringers that were in there in the race didn't really do as well as I thought. The guys with no dirt experience actually ran up, or next to none, ran up front most of the day. Anyway. Driver deployed, driver tear-offs. Yeah, they'll put a robotic arm that goes out and grabs the top left corner and just peels it down diagonally across in front of them and just lets it go onto the track so 38 cars every lap, let's say. I don't think that'll work, but hey, they'll come up with something. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did have some problems with Mr. Larson getting taken out. For sure. Well, I don't know if I can push that anymore. Can you see the board bending as I push on that? It's just a press. I forget what they call these connectors. You just press them in to really... I mean, they have enough room to put a real connector in here. So I don't know why they go with these little press fit things. That actually clicked in better that time. But I don't know if it wasn't in last time. Yeah, they could cause quite a mess, couldn't they? And then they'd have plastic, big, what are they? 5 feet by 3 foot sheets of plastic slippery on the track. It would be fun to watch for a couple of laps, kind of like watching them trying to drive when it was wet on Saturday last week. The trucks. It was a poop show, it was. Okay, that's as much as that's getting in there. Let's put the hockey tape back on. I don't know, what do you call that woven cloth tape down in Texas? I thought they went right to that as the problem. Maybe they know there's another problem with your design there. Almost did a reach too far forward and slide off the chair move. That would be fun. That would make good video. So I just follow to the camera mode. Interesting. All right. Yeah, there's just not much to this. I mean, that's it right there. Light shines out of the bottom. Fan and heat sink to cool it down because it gets hot. And because they're real bright LEDs. Comes up through here, goes through the panel on top. It masks out the part wherever it doesn't have black. It lets the light through and it cures the resin, and away we go. Simple technology. I'd like to get this one working so that I can have one of them for doing time lapses when my resin lapse cable shows up next week. Hopefully. I think it was shipped today. I think it left Rochester. It's what, about a 2-hour drive from here? See how many days it takes to get here? Let's put the front one on first, so we can get the ribbon cable back. How's that sound on there? All right. See that in there? Where I can see it. Sorry. It's much easier if they use proper connectors. Yeah. Wet clay is slippery, that's for sure. And I think, I don't know if they, I mean, what's the weight difference between like a pro stock or a midget or something, or one of the sprints versus a cup car? Like, there's got to be at least 1,000 pounds more in a cup car, even versus a pro stock modified type setup, right? Just so much more metal on it. Gravity works pretty well. So I was surprised a couple of times when they wiped out in the race on Monday. They didn't come down. They kind of stuck better, but that's because it was dry, I guess. Hi there, Heather. Thanks for stopping in. Look, I'm working on the printer that I worked on your craft stream one day. Again. Because it still doesn't work right. So I thought tonight would be a good time to try again. Not a good sign. Yeah, I'll say it's not a good sign. If this doesn't work this time, I will be open to ideas for other things I could turn this into. It's certainly failing at those, being a resin printer. There isn't even any good parts on it for anything else, really. Oh, it's got earphones on when I do stuff like that. There's another one. Oh, that didn't sound right. There's a cable in the way. That's only the power cable. It's all right. We can chop it off. Oh, there you go. Is Luke still here? How are you doing tonight, sir? Yeah, I know. Who needs power? Save money if it doesn't use any power, right? Thank you for stopping in. Told you it'd be amazing. Fixing broken stuff. DG, it's not as exciting as watching your streams when you're playing Call of Duty Warzone and shooting at each other. It's a little bit slower pace. All right. See if that worked. Ooh. Turn it here so I can see the screen. No explosions. Does he really need 50 more? Because this machine, if this works, I can make 50 more. How's that? Positive vibes, positive vibes. All right, so here's what we do next. We go down here to the, I can't see what it says because the reflections and the glare. It's called Tool. And then go to the exposure test. See what it says 200 seconds there? It should go for a while. And then we hit next. And see how it drew that little square? If we go to the top view, what shape do we see? Do we see a rectangle like it shows on the front? Wah, wah, wah. I don't have sound effects, sorry. Not that advanced yet. But yeah, that's what I showed them before, is that's what I get. So I'll be using some pieces of this video probably to show them how it's doing now. And there. There's the front doing its test screen. And there's the top view, not a rectangle. I know. If I just take a screwdriver and scratch it into that kind of oval shape, then it would match and we'd be fine, right? So on my other ones, when I do this test, it puts a rectangle on the top. Nice big one. So yeah. So I don't know what the problem is, but they can try again. What it takes for that, I guess it did say 200 seconds. So, yep. Something that before. So much for that story. What am I missing? What am I missing? Yeah. Third try. Ryan was here earlier. He said, strike 3. Or was it Eddie? One of them. Scroll back and look. Oh, interesting. Well, they can try again. This the light's getting power, so. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong storyline here. So yes, he was serious. He wants 50 more. He said 3 broke. Did they break in battle? Like, did they have an honorable death? For anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, actually, what we're talking about is right here. Is these. Where's a good spot? A good spot. Little things for on Beyblades. Or they call them some kind of chip. And it fits in the top of the Beyblade. And apparently they want ridiculous amounts of money for them on eBay. Like, for 2 of those, I can buy one of these. I can buy a new printer for 2 of those. I could find somebody to pay that kind of money for them. But what he would do it was if he paid for them and he settled for oddball colors like pink. Nice. Oh man. Oh, that's awesome. I would have to work to make pink resin. Those ones I printed clear, I believe, and then I dyed them with dye, and then I spray them with a clear lacquer to clear acrylic. So yes, swing and a miss. Same problem it had before. I just took it apart, did what they told me to make sure the cable was plugged in properly, which it more than is. So I don't know. I think what I'll do next is I'll take it in the other room where I don't mind having messy, smelly stuff poured all over. And I'll throw a tank of resin on it and just do a print of something and say, here, go and see what happens. And it'll probably do nothing. Or it'll show some other problem. But I don't know, I'll do that. And then I'll shoot some more video of it, use some of this video, edit it together quick, and send them that to chew on next week. See what they get back to me with this time. End result, it's way out of warranty. They don't have to do anything, but you know. It's never been right, but it's been well over a year since, well, obviously more than a year, because I didn't use it at all last year. So they broke as you put them on. So I don't know. We'll talk about it off here, but maybe I'll make them the whole bit bigger so they aren't as snug. Okay. I've got one here that we can test them on. So, jeez, dang thing. Almost lost it. I've dropped this on the floor a few times. I forget how this goes. It goes in there. Goes in there. There's the right way. Yeah, I got it the right way. And they sort of sit in there, and then they just sort of sit in. But I mean, this is just one Beyblade that I picked up off Amazon. It wasn't a high quality one or anything. And there's a lot of I do this all the time. That's all right. Anyway, I'll fight with it later. I'll try print them. I've got a lot of that clear red. Well, I do, sort of. Weirdly, resin. Does anybody else here print resin? Resin's getting scarce right now. I'm just doing that put on screen so when I watch this later I'll remember it, because I'm pretty sure all the chat from Twitch may not be there later. No, I meant to ask you how they turned out. Makes it a much more battle-ready Beyblade. Well, that is the goal, you know. He's got to be able to win, or at least have a chance, or at least have it look good when it fails and flies apart. So I'll try another set. I forget. How many did I send last time? Like 10? I think I had them so I run like 10 up at a time on a pass. So we'll try them. I'll check and see. But anyway, we'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll try making some a little bit different shape on the inside, but they fit really good here. And I don't know if I use a different material, if that would help or not. But I adjusted the design to make it fit on here this good. It was way too tight, the first one that I pulled down. So anyway. All right, yeah, we can talk later and figure it out more. Well, that's about all I can probably do tonight. Other than I can say some more bad words at it. But thanks everybody for coming out and watching my way too late at night stream. Late here, late for some people. But we'll be streaming something tomorrow. I'm going to try and do this one stream every day for all of April plan and see how it goes. So far I'm 2 for 2, barely. I barely got it in before midnight. So just have to record it or whatever today. I can post it to their page tomorrow. So, all right, everybody, thanks for coming along for the ride here. And we'll see you next time. And everybody have a great long weekend. Be safe, especially these days. And never let the machines win.